Many people have their own idea of what a leader is. Some say leaders are bosses, some say leaders are superheroes, some say leaders are athletes, presidents, or even parents. Our textbook tells us leadership is the ability to create and manipulate symbols. Leadership is about who you are, how you act, what you do, and how you work with others. I believe true leaders motivate and inspire others. True leaders are compassionate, fair, they are honest and trustworthy. I believe true leaders strive to do what's best for their followers. They listen and collaborate. They are understanding and selfless. I have been lucky enough to work for a couple of leaders like this, but one leader in particular stands out above the others. I had a conversation with my former leader and boss, Marcella. I worked with Marcella for 8 years prior to moving to Arizona. Marcella overcame many obstacles to become the leader she is today. She admittingly says she's made a lot of mistakes in her life, but she has been able to learn and grow from those mistakes. She believes mistakes are great lessons that shape great people and great leaders. Marcella's leadership began when she was in high school, in school clubs and organizations. Her first leadership role came when she worked at a call center for a cable company. Marcella was able to handle high-stress situations. She managed calls from angry customers who were unable to watch TV and had the ability to comfort those customers. Her abilities were so great, the company adopted her strategies and techniques and implemented many of her methods. Marcella has been extremely innovative in her leadership positions. She has always been willing to adapt with changing cultures. She has a great mind and is able to create more strategic ways to get the job done. Marcella was able to reflect on a couple leaders who influenced her as a leader. She talked about a former HR manager she worked with who taught her how to balance relationships with followers and coworkers. Her manager, Lisa, was a stern leader and a respected boss. Lisa showed Marcella it's okay to build personal relationships with her employees. Marcella and Lisa were both very likable as leaders, and they were able to separate being fierce bosses and caring friends. Marcella's biggest message of being a leader is understanding. She strives to understand every person's point of view and imagines their thoughts and feelings. She is always willing to listen and understand her employees and followers. Marcella always wants to make her followers feel like they are heard and never neglected. She understands fully the responsibility of managing a successful business, but knows the value of happy employees. Marcella empowers her employees and trusts in their abilities to get their jobs done. We can see an example of the success of her leadership by the longevity of her team. She has a team that ranges from 5 to 10 years working under her. A lot of the respect she has gained has come from her being a firm boss. She takes opportunities to teach when she sees mistakes happening. She is capable of having tough conversations with her employees, her bosses, and even customers. As a leader, Marcella is a jack of all trades. She has experienced many positions in her working career, and even after being in a leadership position for quite some time, she has hardly been complacent. When I began working with her, she was a very aggressive and sometimes harsh communicator. But by the time I moved on 8 years later, her communication was much more appealing and receptive. She understands that each situation or conflict may have to be approached differently, and each employee may respond differently. Marcella's democratic, situational, and relational leadership ways have molded her into a successful and adoring leader. She loves to see her employees' confidence and their abilities to do jobs and tasks better than she can. Marcella is a great example of a leader who leads by example, inspires change, understands points of views, and expects greatness.